Regardless of where you are on the disc, I'm going to make your Thanksgiving maybe a little bit better this year. If you are a high D, you do not understand that other people do not see conflict the same way you do. You don't even see it as conflict. You're just having a conversation. But other people are seeing these tough conversations, talking about politics, talking about religion, talking about all these other things that make other people uncomfortable. That's going to just make people not want to talk to you. Now, you may say that's their problem, but whatever, but if you're trying to have a good get-together, maybe calm down a little bit on that. Now, if you're trying to understand how to deal with someone who's a high D, is understand that part. Understand that they're just doing that. Now, high Ds like status. High Ds like to feel like they're above other people. They like challenges. A lot of the things that you can do in these family get-togethers is redirect somebody who's annoying you to somebody else, unfortunately, that can maybe handle them better. Go have a high D, go talk to another high D. Go say, hey, Larry's a better fisherman, or Larry's a great fisherman, and then Bob's going to go, I'm a better fisherman, and they'll go over there and talk about fish. Find a way to kind of redirect that. Let them, you're right, you did so well, you were great football quarterback back in the day. Remind them of their glory days. Make them feel good about their status. This is actually partly where I think some of these fights come from, is they've lost their status, or they feel their status is lost. They want to re-establish that. Hey, you know what? You're number one, Bob. You go sit at the head of the table. Whatever. This is a little thing to help the Ds. High Is. You have so much energy. You come into the room and you light it up. Sometimes you overwhelm other people with your high I energy. Understand that not everyone has the energy you do. You want them to come up to your level and they just don't have that ability. You are a light. But everyone else is maybe a candle, whatever, to your beaming light. If you have to deal with a high I, understand that they love to talk. They are verbal processors. They want to talk to everyone. They want everyone's energy to come up. You can bring your energy up a little bit and then find someone who matches their energy. They don't mean to interrupt, but they got a lot to say. And they will talk and talk and talk. And if you're not talking enough, they're going to ask you a bunch of questions, because they don't understand why you're not talking. So it's getting them to tell a story. It's getting them to tell something that's interesting. It's trying to redirect them. It's not a perfect world. I'm trying to make your Thanksgiving better. I'm not going to make it perfect. Now, your high S. If you're a high S, you're wanting to stand back. You're wanting to assess the situation. You got Aunt Sally coming at you with all of her energy. You got your Uncle Larry who's coming in and challenging things and talking about conspiracy theories, whatever. You just want to sit back and just take in everything before you decide how you're going to go in. And you want everyone to be harmonious, so you don't want anyone complaining about anything. Just eat the dry turkey. Just the mashed potatoes are fine. Everyone quit complaining is what the high S wants. Now, if you're dealing with the high S, they're the ones kind of maybe off to the corner, sitting back, not being quiet. Do not pull them in. Do not force them to talk. You can engage them, you can acknowledge them, but when the time is right, that high S is going to come and talk to you. They're going to have the conversation. You can open it up to say, hey, it's fine, because they're worried that they're going to interrupt something. Just every once in a while, hey, Joe, how's it going? Or, what do you think? Now, I'm a high S, I'm a high C, so I completely get this. So just acknowledge that the S is there, and that's enough for them to maybe feel comfortable to talk if they want. Do not force them to talk. This is where high I's and D's have trouble with other people in these get-togethers and make those people feel like they don't want to be there, is that drawing them in and forcing them to talk. They don't want to. If they do, they'll talk. And a high S will talk eventually, and they will have great things to say, but it has to be on their time. Lastly, high C's. For you, I know that this is all difficult. You don't really know how to deal with all these people. You're task-oriented. You're not really people-oriented. You want to you're there for turkey. Let's eat turkey. Maybe you'll see someone you like and talk to them, and that's about it. Everyone else, let the C do what they're going to do. C's usually have a field that they like to talk about. Quite often it's tech, but it could be animals. It could be whatever their hobby is. They know it, and they know it so well, and they do enjoy in talking about their hobby. So if you happen to come across the high C, ask them about what their favorite thing is, what they're working on, and they actually can turn into a high I for that thing, for that one thing they're really good at, because they like to share. They've learned all this stuff. They don't really get a chance to talk about all the time. If the high C wants to sit back and go be in the corner, don't draw them out, because they just don't really know how to handle this. Like I said, I'm not trying to make your Thanksgiving perfect, but I want you to understand where you are in the disc and maybe identify where other people are, so you can have the best holiday that you can possibly, with all the craziness that goes on.